If you have these 3 Pokemon cards, you might be sitting on a huge pile of change. However, there's a catch. This is Prime Catcher, an A-Spec, and it is one of the best Pokemon cards in the game. Next up, we got Mew EX, another really strong Pokemon card that's in a lot of Pokemon decks. And last but not least, we got Dodrio, the least popular of the 3. These cards are worth a lot more to collectors out there trying to get a master set and players out there who want to bling out their A-Spec even more. Now you might be wondering, how can these cards be worth more money? Well, you need that Pokemon play stamp on them, and it's going to increase the value immensely. This right here is the Pokemon play stamp, and we're going to be opening up like 20 prize pack booster packs. Series 5 is the latest one to release. This is a base rarity Buddy Buddy Poffin, and it's worth a couple of bucks. And then this is a holo play stamp or prize pack Buddy Buddy Poffin. These prize pack play stamped cards allow for common and uncommon cards that now come in this cool holo Cosmos variety, and also it allows collectors out there to have a new rarity they need to get to have a full master set. So this Prime Catcher with the play stamp is what a lot of players are after. However, if you want a real master set of 151, you need to get the play stamp Mew EX and the play stamp Dodrio. So in today's video, we're gonna try and pull the $100 Prime Catcher, the $200 Mew, and see what we can get with all these prize pack booster packs. And on top of that, we're also gonna be opening up a Japanese booster box. The main chase we're after for this is going to be the alternate art Lugia V. So we have 24 prize pack booster packs in front of me right now, and we're actually going to be giving away 2 packs to 2 lucky viewers. So we're gonna go down to 22 for this video, but these 2 right here we're giving away. We're gonna give them away in this YouTube video and over on Instagram as well. So all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, hit that red button down below, hit like, and comment which booster pack do you want, Series 4 or Series 5, and if you opened one recently, what was your best pull? Now you guys might be wondering, how did I accumulate a bunch of these packs? Well, I play a lot of Pokemon and I do pretty well at some of the tournaments I go to. I most recently came in first place at a Pokemon tournament with Iron Thorns EX, and I got $250 store credit along with 17 play packs as part of my prizing. Now these play packs are worth about $6 to $8 Canadian, and they're worth more for the older series because they're more limited in supply. They printed so many Series 5, and I don't know when Series 6 is going to come out, but I would expect early next year, maybe, to match the rotation. Let's get into these packs and the questions you guys asked, and I think we're gonna have time to answer every single question because we're opening up a lot of packs today. And yeah, if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. You know, I play a lot of Pokemon cards, and I'm trying to get you guys to play too if you don't already. And I just uploaded a Miraidon deck profile tonight. It's my main deck, so if you want to learn how to play a very beginner friendly deck, or use my deck list, feel free to check out that video. But we got a Water Energy and a Rare Candy to kick things off for that pack. Not a bad pack by any means. Getting the Holo Energies is always pretty good, and Rare Candy is super playable as well. All right, let's get to these questions, and I'll just keep on opening these packs. First question comes in from Erickson Mendez. It is, would you mind starting a coach with me in Miraidon deck? Nah, I don't really think I'll be doing coaching anytime soon, just because I really enjoy making content. We got Mist Energy Holo there, and a Technical Machine Evolution. I've been reached out to by like Metafy for coaching and stuff like that, but I think that if I'm going to do sort of like coaching, it's going to be kind of through my gameplay videos. I plan to upload 1, 2, 3 hour long gameplay videos on my YouTube channel all throughout December and going forward. So that'll be one of the best ways you can get coaching from me, by watching those gameplays, and also from the live streams I'm going to be doing as well. I plan to do a lot of live streams, so you can always ask questions and hang out with me live during the live streams. So if you don't want to miss out on those, make sure you hit the notification bell when you subscribe. That way you know when I go live. And ooh, that's a big one. Pidgeot EX. Very nice. And EXs are very hard to pull. If you don't know, EXs, Vs, those kind of cards are insanely hard to pull from prize packs. So really big pack right there. And a double banger. Oh my gosh. Mewtwo EX. That is awesome. Pidgeot and Mewtwo EX in the same booster pack. You'll love to see it. That is really good. Next question comes in from Zamora. We got, I want to see some sneaker/outfit collection. I don't know if you already have some. I don't really post much sneaker or fashion content on this channel, but I do have a main channel called SneakerTalk, which I've taken a hiatus, a break from. But if you want to see like that kind of content from me, I'm more active on my Instagram, SneakerTalkCA, my main like personal Instagram. So I have stuff over there. And we got Boss's Orders and a Professor Turo's scenario. Next question comes in from, well, I can't really read that name, but it says, please make me a Mad Gengar EX or Toxicroak EX deck. I actually have a Gengar EX deck. I've only done a YouTube short covering the deck profile, but if we can get this video to 1,000 likes, we will do a dedicated video for my Gengar EX deck profile. It's not the most competitively viable out there, but it's still really strong and it can hang out with those really good decks out there too. But it's not like an S tier deck by any means. It's more like a B, C tier deck, maybe like a B tier deck. We got Switch as the holo there. Each of these packs also come with 2 holos, so you're often going to get like a holo energy sometimes, or just a random trainer or something like that. All right, next question comes in from the Kinetic Mad. They say, are you trying to make Worlds this year? And honestly, it's really hard to say if I'm going to qualify for Worlds this year. I'm not necessarily trying super hard. I'm taking this year more as a year for growth to really get better as a player and practice, you know, because they changed the way you have to qualify for Worlds a big deal. Like, it's before you needed to have like a certain amount of championship points to qualify. They've gotten rid of that completely. Now you have to be ranked top 125 or better in your region to qualify for Worlds, or you have to get first or second place at a regional event, or I believe top 4 at an IC. I think that's how it is to get to Worlds this year. So I don't think I'm, you know, top 125 caliber player. So that's why I'm not really pushing for my Worlds invite this year, but you'll still see me competing a whole bunch. It also means I get to play more fun decks. I don't have to take Pokemon as serious. I can go to tournaments and have a lot less stress going through my head. Nice, we got a Raging Bolt EX, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna not try. Like, I'm still gonna try. But I'm not going to be flying out to every single regionals. If I were doing that, then I'd definitely be going for a Worlds invite. Oh, and a Jirachi holo as well. That Raging Bolt's pretty solid. It's worth about like 20 Canadian dollars, so happy about that. In terms of this year, I'm not grinding it out, not like pushing myself to the max. I don't want to burn out because last year was really very expensive season too. All right, next question comes in from Kabu King. It is, are you going to Toronto Regional this year? Yes, I will be going to the Toronto Regional this year. It's going to be in the middle of December, I believe. I'm very excited for that one. Oh my goodness, we pulled it. A Charizard EX. Yo, let's freaking go. That is incredible. Look at that. Oh my goodness, that is beautiful. Oh, wow. Yo, these play packs are stacked. We're getting some heat today. But as I was saying, yes, the Toronto Regionals is a local event for me too. It's like a giant league cup. It's only going to take me like a 20-minute drive to get to the convention center. So I'll be there. I'm not sure exactly what deck I'll be playing at the moment. I'm sure maybe some of you guys asked me what deck I'll be playing at Toronto Regionals. There's a 90% chance I'll be playing Miraidon, but there's still a 10% chance I might play something else. I haven't really locked it in yet. Still have to do a lot of testing. Still have to do a lot of playing to figure things out. Next question comes in from I'mFat_Panda. It is, genuinely, what's the most obscure but fun deck you've ever played? I want to say Wugtrio Mill. I made a really competitive Wugtrio Mill deck, and I'm actually going to come back to it. I've been researching many websites and stuff to try and build an updated Wugtrio Mill and doing some, you know, my own experimentation. So Wugtrio Mill is probably the most obscure deck that I've had fun playing. I've also played Blastoise EX at a regional in Florida, the Orlando Regionals Florida event. That was a lot of fun. So Blastoise EX was really obscure too, you could say. Earthen Vessel is really good, and Cypher Maniac's code breaking. I don't think I'll be updating Blastoise anytime soon, but Wugtrio, I do think I'll be cooking that list for December for like a fun deck Friday. All right, next question comes in from Michael Morrison. Best way to play Miraidon, with or without Area Zero? Ooh, that's a good question. I would have to say with Area Zero. Area Zero is so good, and the fact that you can have this Pikachu in your deck that is also a defensive tank is really helpful. And then you also get to boost your damage numbers for Raikou. So I think the best way to play it is with Area Zero. However, I'll be releasing a bunch of Miraidon decks all throughout December, testing out different builds, different Pokemon paired with Miraidon. And so if you guys want to see how the journey with Miraidon goes, a lot of people know me as the Miraidon guy, the Miraidon master, even though I'm not, you know, the best Miraidon player by any means. There's a lot of great players out there like Jesse Parker, Latin Caitlin, Glenn Bowens. Like, there's so many great Miraidon players out there, Adam Reinhardt, but I'm one of the many, probably most well-known Miraidon players out there, that's for sure. All right, next question is from Michael. All right, we got that one. We got VRVTCG. It is, will Miraidon be still playable in tournaments in 2025? How fitting, because we are talking about Miraidon right now. Yeah, I think Miraidon will still be very playable. It has an amazing ability, and you know, just pair that with any lightning Pokemon out there, you're gonna have a good time. So we just don't know how competitive it's gonna be. There's still gonna be 1 or 2 more sets that release before rotation, I believe. So like we got the Prismatic Evolution set, and then there's going to be something else, I believe, too. So that ties in with rotation. So we're going to lose like important key Pokemon like Raikou V. However, you know, just like how we lost Flaffy, people were sad about that. Now we have Magneton, right? So we're going to see if it's going to be usable. I'm still going to try and cook decks with it no matter what. So yeah, if you come to my channel, expect Miraidon content. At the very minimum, we're always going to try and make Miraidon work, and that's something I've always been doing. You know, Charizard was dominant, and I made a Miraidon deck that destroyed Charizard, and I was very happy with that, winning multiple tournaments back-to-back and stuff. Next question comes in from Keith Callender. It is, do you think Thorns could be more consistent without the coin flips? Honestly, I think the coin flips is one of the best things it has going for it, because you are playing many research cards and judge and Ionos, so you know, getting that extra, it's like a boost, like it's a speed boost essentially that your deck gets when you can use a Crushing Hammer or a or what is it, a Pokemon Catcher, and have multiple copies of those cards in your deck. So you could make it technically more consistent, you know, but a lot of the power level does come from being able to have multiple of those coin flip cards in your deck. Which is, you know, some of the most exciting things about playing Iron Thorns EX. Also, I did update my Iron Thorns EX deck list on my YouTube channel. You guys should check it out. I'll have a card pop up as well, and that's actually the deck I won the all these packs with, essentially, in the Pokemon League Cup. So check out my Iron Thorns list. It's one of those decks where if you're a chill guy, you're gonna really enjoy playing it. It's a super chill deck, and it's really fun to play. I'll have some gameplay of that on the channel as well. Again, it won the World Championship, so it is pretty good, you know? It just depends on the meta and what decks are popular. It's a control style of deck, so it's really dependent on what decks are popular at the moment. More Peko, and a Techno Radar. Talking about Iron Thorns a whole bunch. We got the future VIP pass right there, Techno Radar. All right, next question comes in from High5_2110. It is, how to start a YouTube channel? Well, just do it. Literally just do it. I've been creating content on YouTube for 15 years. I am 29. I started on YouTube when I was 14. So I've been doing YouTube for more than half my life. And yeah, the best thing I can tell you to do is just start. Have fun with it. Don't put any pressure on yourself. Don't create a channel thinking you're going to become a big YouTuber. Just do it as a hobby. That's what I did. Do it with good intentions. Don't beat yourself up on the numbers. It's all a learning experience. You know, it's a journey, you know. This channel you're watching right now is probably like my 6th or 7th YouTube channel. I've been on many channels. We got Gardevoir EX as a pull right there. Not too bad. And a Professor Salda's Vitality. Hey, let's go. That's awesome. Funny enough, the Professor Salda's Vitality is probably worth more money than the Gardevoir because it's so popular. I've sold many of these for like $7, $8 Canadian, and I can't even sell the Gardevoirs at $5 or $6. So, Sada, thank you for coming to me. I appreciate you. All right, next question is from Juan Breitz. I don't know how to pronounce that one. Sorry, bro. What do you think Dragapult is missing to be good? Honestly, I think it's pretty good. The first place list that took a regional by a Japanese player, I think it's pretty good. However, I have a really fun list I think you're going to enjoy, and it's a list I am considering for the Toronto Regionals. It is Iron Thorns with Dragapult. Yeah, you heard that correctly. Iron Thorns EX with Dragapult. I will share that list in December, early December, first week of December, so stay tuned for that. All right, next question comes in from Colossal Prime. Roaring Moon. There we go. And a Psychic Energy. Question is, Tatsuguri, it could be in play for a while? Yeah, Tatsuguri will be in play for a while. It's not going to be rotating anytime soon. Their other question was, do you see Regidrago falling off, or do you think with the inclusion of Alolan and Executor or something else, it'll be better? So Alolan Executor is a very unique attack. It's a coin flip. If heads, you knock out your opponent's basic active Pokemon. If tails, you knock out your opponent's basic Pokemon on the bench. Regidrago is known as the best deck in format. It's even right there behind us, or right there in front of us. But Regidrago V-Star is the best deck in the game right now. and Miraidon is the counter to that deck as well. But I think Regidrago is going to be still very popular, and it's not going to fall off anytime soon. The only thing that's going to hurt Regidrago V-Star is rotation, when it eventually rotates out. Similar to how Mew VMAX was so dominant for so long, the only thing, like, they printed a billion different counters for Mew VMAX. The only thing that hurt Mew VMAX was it getting rotated out of the game completely. So for the 2 years it was around, it was so good, so diabolical. However, Regidrago was only really good like this later, at the end of its lifespan, like the last 6 months of its of its play essentially, because it wasn't even good going into NAIC this year. So Regidrago is a threat. It's not going to fall off anytime soon. Next question comes in from Luke. It is best advice to someone who wants to start playing competitively. Yeah, I would say play a lot of Pokemon trading card game live on your phone, on your computer. Play the game. Get a lot of practice in. I would say master a couple of decks, maybe 1 or 2, to get really familiar with them. And yeah, just play online. And then also go to your local stores as well. Playing in person is a very different experience compared to playing online. There's a lot more things you have to do and manage, and you have to worry about time in person as well. We got a lightning energy. You're basically being babysat when you play the online game. There's a lot of things that just automatically happen for you, like shuffling, for example. You're not going to get double prize penalties online. You can absolutely get double prize penalties in real life. I would say play a bunch online and then go to your local tournaments. I actually have a couple of tips videos. One breaking down every type of Pokemon card tournament, and another one giving tips for tournaments as well. So those 2 videos are really good for beginners. I'll leave them linked in the description down below if you guys want to check those out. Next question comes in from Batunos Demir. It is, can you sell your champion playmat to me, please? Yes, I'll happily sell you my champion playmats. I'm actually selling a bunch of my playmats on my eBay store right now, linked down below. So yeah, you can buy my playmats. I sell my playmats if I don't want to keep them in my collection. We are selling the Lapras playmat I got for winning the recent cup. I'm also selling my Raging Bolt playmat as well, but I'm keeping my Meowscarada. My Meowscarada playmat for winning my first ever League Cup. That is very special to me. I'm never going to sell that playmat. I remember when I first got it, it was like worth $100 or 120, and I was tempted to sell it then, but I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna keep it. Now it's like 50 or 60. But yeah, I will sell my playmats. I sell them online. Next question comes in from Matador, and also this is the last prize pack series 5. Then we're gonna get to the series 4, and then we're opening up these Japanese packs, hoping to pull some heat. So the next question comes in from Matador. It is, you going to San Antonio Regionals? And the answer to that is maybe. I'm not 100% sure if I'll be at San Antonio, so I'll surely be updating you guys, online on Instagram and in my videos if I plan to attend. That's how I'll usually let you guys know if I'm going to a regional or not. Hey, nice. Hey, Professor Sada's Vitality. Very, very good pull once again. Last pack magic for the prize packs, and we still have like a bunch of questions still left to go, so I'm glad I have this booster box of Japanese cards to open up as well. Let's see what we can get from this last prize pack, series 4. We're gonna see some different cards. All right, we got Reversal Energy, Super Rod, Professor's Research, oh, another Super Rod, Holo Super Rod, and a Kirlia Holo. Japanese booster box. Now these packs are gonna fly by. I believe these packs are like 5 cards per pack, very similar to the prize packs we just opened up. So it'll be a similar speed. And again, I got these in Japan, so I'm very excited to open this up. And you might have noticed there was no seal, no plastic wrap on it. And that's because in Japan when I bought these, and I still think it's like that right now, if you buy booster boxes from a lot of stores, they are forced to remove the plastic wrapping on it to basically help prevent resellers from scalping and stuff like that. It's basically a measure to help prevent resellers. So if you're a sealed collector, kind of sucks because you probably want the seal, but here we go. Look at all those glorious packs. Hopefully we can pull the Alt Art Lugia V. That would make my day. And I'm also a huge fan of Regieleki V and VMAX. You guys know that Pokemon has a special place in my heart. And then Regidrago V-Star is pretty cool too. And yeah, I'm pretty sure there's some cool supporters in here that we can get, but yeah, here we go. Let's open these up, and I have a bunch more questions on my phone I'll be reading off of to my side. Next question, how do you open these again? I think you can just rip it from I can just rip them from the top like that. That's pretty nice. All right, so next question comes in from Future Nines. Do you think Miraidon is going to be played more because of its regional win? And yes, I think, oh my gosh, I'm going to destroy this pack. There we go. Come on, buddy. There we go. I think Miraidon is going to be played more because of its regional win. I'm sure a lot of people will be inspired after seeing it get first and second place at the Sacramento regionals that they're going to pick it up. And, you know, like they probably put it to rest for a while, but now that it's back and better than ever with Surging Sparks, it's going to be very heavily played. And nice, we got a Regieleki V to kick off this pack. How fitting, how fitting. I'm going to put this in my binder next to my English copies that I used for a long time. I'm also both like upset and happy that Miraidon won the regionals because it means that more people are going to respect Miraidon. People are going to adapt their decks to play against Miraidon better. It also means Control is going to become more popular because Control has a good time against Miraidon depending on the cards that the Miraidon player includes or excludes. And with the new Latias EX, a lot of trainers are cutting out their switching cards, which means you don't have a switch out for when they gust up your Pokemon and Snorlax is in the active stalling you out. So I'm sad that it won. I wanted to be, you know, I wanted to be one of the big reasons it really popped off on the map at the Toronto regionals, but I knew that with the Sacramento regionals taking place that there was a good chance there was some also really smart players who would play Miraidon right now and do well with it, which is exactly what had happened. All right, next question is from Dan's to that me. It is, how do you figure out what works in a deck? And that comes from a lot of playtesting. You just play a game, play the game a whole bunch, play a lot of games with your deck online, in person, and you'll figure out what works, what doesn't. You can also, you know, talk with your friends, fellow players in the area and discuss your ideas for decks as well. You can also go to limitless.com and look at deck lists. You can go on Japanese website and look at deck lists to see which are the top performing lists that are like consistently winning. So you can use those decks as sort of like a base for your list. You can copy that and go from there. And you know, tweak it to your liking and depending on how your local meta is and stuff like that, or what you expect the perceived meta to be going into a tournament. So yeah, that's how you figure it out. All right, next question comes in from Francisco. Why did you start playing Miraidon? And honestly, I think it's because when Scarlet and Violet base set came out, it was the new shiny toy and I was very curious about it. So I picked it up. And this was at a time where freaking Regieleki VMAXs were selling for like $30 each because the hype was so big for Miraidon. So I played with Miraidon a little bit. I ended up playing Miraidon to the North American International Championships, and I had a lot of fun with it there. And I just started to see a lot of success with Miraidon going into Pittsburgh as well. Pittsburgh Regionals was the first regionals I ever made day 2, and that was when making day 2 was harder because you had to go 6 wins, 1 loss, and 2 ties to make it, or 6-2-1 I believe, to make it into day 2, 19 match points. And they got to play on stream with Miraidon, and coming back home to Toronto, I was continuing to play Miraidon, and Miraidon for me was just like the deck that proved to give me a lot of good results. So I just stuck with it, kept practicing with it, got better and better with it, and yeah, I started to make a name for myself, being known as the Miraidon Menace in my area. And whether, oh, very nice. We got a Lugia V. How fitting. And all these cards that we pull from this Japanese box are going to go on my eBay store, the ones I don't want to keep. So nice. We got a little Lugia V action right there. Hopefully we can pull the alt art, but seeing the base rarity is pretty cool to have. Next question comes in from Jordan. Oh boy. It is, what's your favorite thing about Pokemon community? I would have to say the people that you get to meet. You can meet such a variety of people because Pokemon is so like encompassing. It draws in so many different types of people. So like from like completely different personality types all over the place. It's not like, you know, going to like volleyball where I play volleyball. I used to play volleyball a lot. I would play a couple times a weekend. You're gonna meet very similar kind of people who go do like sports, but when it's Pokemon, it's like so different, you know, it's different. So I love meeting the players, making friends. I've made a lot of really great friends through Pokemon, and Pokemon also just is a lot of fun for me to use as a competitive outlet. I really enjoy competing, and so competing against friends I see locally all the time, having these like local rivalries is really fun as well. I enjoy especially Toronto. Toronto is a really great place to be playing Pokemon. There's so many stores, it's insane. Like if you wanted to play at a local card shop in Toronto every single different day of the week, you can do that. Like how lit is that? You can't do that at a lot of places. So when I get back to my vlogging roots and start doing a lot of vlogs, you guys can you'll see I'll be doing lots of tournament vlogs. And yeah, I'll bring you guys along for the ride. Regieleki VMAX, hello.
Hi.
How fitting. This is fire. That's gonna go into my Miraidon, basically like a Miraidon page, a Miraidon sanctuary in one of my binders. I told myself I would stop collecting for the most part, but I will make exceptions for very specific cards. So yeah, pretty much any card that has impacted my Miraidon decks over the couple of years, like I think a year and a half or 2 years since Miraidon's been out or so, I will have a section in my binders for that. All right, next question is from Jakery Yan Turner. What is your next regional? That would be the Toronto Regionals coming up in a couple of weeks. And Hisuian Bribery, and I think this is Candace, I believe. That's her name. Is Candace the name of the babysitter from Phineas and Ferb? I think that is too. Shout out to my Phineas and Ferb enjoyers. I love Perry the Platypus. Next up comes in from Tin Limbs. Do you know how to speak Filipino? No, I do not know how to speak Filipino. I am indeed half Filipino, as some of you guys know, but I don't know how to speak it. I know a couple words, a couple phrases. My mom is Filipino, my dad is white, and my mom grew up in Camotes Islands in like Cebu, mainly Camotes Islands, and the main language there is Bisaya, but in the Philippines, Tagalog is like the main dialect for Filipinos, and so I want to learn eventually. I would really like to learn eventually. I want to live in the Philippines for a while. At some point, I would go there a lot for travel vlogs. I would love to live there for extended periods of time and get in touch with my my Filipino heritage and roots. I have so much family there as well. I love vlogging in the Philippines. I love everything about the Philippines. Philippines is one of my favorite places on earth, next to like Japan and certain places in America. All right, next question is, from Christian RD2. Their question is ethnicity. I'm from Puerto Rico. So yeah, I'm half Canadian, half Filipino. I know some people don't consider Canadian an ethnicity, which I totally understand. We did that like whole ancestry test, the DNA test many years ago, and my white is a mixture of like German, French, and British. Mainly British, and then French, and then German. So like those three. I'm half white, half Filipino, and the white is a mixture of British, German, and French. Next question is, any information on how wheelchair users are accommodated at regionals and ICs? I honestly have no idea. It's not something I've looked into. I guess it would have to be based off the venue, but a lot of venues are like, what is it, wheelchair or elevator accessible. And yeah, I've seen many people play, not many, but I've seen a few wheelchair users every now and then at regional events, so they are pretty accommodating. I would just have to check with like the tournament organizers, contact them to see how it works out. Hey, Zera Aura, this is another card that's going to go in the Miraidon Sanctuary binder page. Another card that I've really enjoyed using over the course of Miraidon's competitiveness. Next question comes in from, I'm not going to say their name because I might get in trouble, but it is, how do you feel about Sacramento having an all Miraidon finals? And they put a winky face there. I think I mentioned it earlier today, but I was torn. I was happy to see it successful and thriving, but I was sad because now the sauce has been leaked and people are going to be more prepared, more cautious. People are going to have more practice playing against it. But best of all, I want to say Miraidon has so many different ways you can build it right now. So even if you do bump into a Miraidon, no two Miraidon lists are necessarily going to be exactly the same. Even the top two Miraidon decks from the Sacramento Regional, those two decks are actually there's quite a few differences, like quite a few noticeable differences, which we'll be talking about on the channel. I'll be covering both the first and the second place list on my YouTube channel this weekend, I believe. So yeah, there's so many different ways you can build Miraidon. It's still not completely solved, right? We've only had one major event in this Surging Sparks format. However, if you do want to play it safe, you can absolutely net deck the first or second place list, bring it to a tournament, and if you've practiced a little bit online, I'm sure you'll see some success, because those lists have really proven themselves to be very consistent and strong. And this is a nice 20-cent pull card right there. How many packs are left? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 more packs to go. What do you think is the best deck in format? And that would have to be this guy right here, Regidrago V-Star. It took 6 out of the top 8 spots at the Sacramento Regionals, which is insane. And then the last major we had before that, I think it was LAIC, it was a Regidrago mirror match in the finals. So Regidrago is still definitely the best deck in format. A lot of that is to do with how strong and actually like just good the deck is, but a lot of the top players in the game are also playing it, and they're playing it to top results. There aren't a lot of top players playing Raging Bolt or Miraidon, and so it's not going to climb as high up in the top 10 meta share. However, the players that do play those decks are very committed to the decks, and they know how to operate them really well. And speak of the devil, we got Regidrago V right there too. But yeah, Regidrago V-Star is just such a versatile deck. It's a deck that has like so many lines of play, so many different attackers, because you're just copying attacks from your discard pile, which make it really strong. So pair that, with those players who want to be able to really think and come up with creative lines of play. Regidrago V-Star just it has been the best deck in format for quite some time. And we got a full art. I don't know what this is, but I think this is like going to be our major chase or major pull card for this pack. I think we're guaranteed like a full art or better per booster box, so this could be the one guaranteed full art banger. But that wasn't much of a banger. I'm honestly a little bit disappointed. Speaking of Miraidon as well, because I was talking about it with talking about Regidrago V-Star. Miraidon is a deck that is, I want to say, slightly favored into Regidrago V-Star, and so that's why when I saw that it made two of them made top 8, I was like, there's a really good chance one of these Miraidon players is going to win it all, because I've played the Miraidon versus Regidrago matchup, and it feels amazing as the Miraidon player, because your opponent as the Regidrago player has so many 2-prize Pokemon, and it's very easy to knock out those 2-prize Pokemon with Miraidon, with Raikou, with Area Zero, and of course you can finish them off now with the Raichu as well. So yeah, it's a really great time to be playing Miraidon, and I think because the Charizard stonks were lower than usual, Charizard is the kryptonite for Miraidon, and basically the game plan, it doesn't hurt Miraidon for weakness, but the game plan of Charizard counters essentially what Miraidon does best, and that's take prizes and take prizes fast. So you're getting to charge up their Charizard's attacks to do more and more damage. It counters. So that's why when I played Miraidon throughout the course of this recent summer and stuff, I built my Miraidon to have maximum consistency, but also I had it basically be built in a way where it can handle Charizards really well. You have to be worried about Charizard, especially going into Toronto. That is one of my major concerns. I did not want to see Miraidon necessarily win at the recent regionals, because when Miraidon does well, it's another reason for players to play Charizard, and Charizard has historically been a rough matchup. Now things are changing. We got Magneton in here in the Miraidon deck to help us out, but who knows if it's going to be tough or easy. Time will tell, and we're gonna have to find out over the next couple of weeks as we play a lot of games with Miraidon during the live streams. Ooh, Forest Seal Stone. It's crazy. This card used to be worth $20. It was like a $20 item card. I sold a couple for $20 at one point in real life to like local players, because like finding the card is really hard. But now it's actually a card you can get from the play stamped things, and so it dropped dramatically. It's like $3, $4, $5 now. And yeah, not every deck really needs a Forest Seal Stone anymore. Next question is, what do you think is an underrated deck in the Pokemon TCG right now? Ooh, underrated. That's a really good one. I would want to say, I think Hydreigon EX is super underrated. I think that's a top one that's underrated. I think Palkia Dusknoir is very underrated as well. I think those two decks are very strong for completely different reasons. What's another one? I think Suralege EX, that is another underrated deck as well. I know it's a little hyped, but it didn't do too well at the recent regional. I don't think people have figured out the best way to play it just yet. We got a Hisuian Arcanine V for that pack. Okay. and a Lipard. Cyril GX is another deck I want to try that I think is super underrated. And there's 2 other decks I was going to also build for this channel and do a bunch of gameplay and deck profile for. Our Chaladon EX, I think that deck is underrated. That's one of those decks I really want to try and build. And Flygon EX. So if any of those decks I just mentioned pique your interest, subscribe, hit that button down below so you don't miss out on those videos. And we got a Regidrago V-Star, the best deck in format. That's actually pretty funny. We got both the Regilucky V and V Max, I think, and then the Regidrago V and V-Star in the same booster box. How strange is that? All right, how many packs are left? We got 5 packs remaining, and you know what? We'll open 3 more, and we're gonna give these other 2 away as well. So we're gonna give basically 1 pack like this, or like a bundle like that, and a bundle like that. So we're gonna give away those bonus packs right there. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is subscribe, hit that like button down below, and comment as well. And here we go. We got 3 more packs remaining. Hopefully we can pull some heat. And if you end up pulling the alternate art Lugia V from those packs that I'm giving away, you are now legally obligated to tell me, because I want to know what you pull. If you pull some heat, if I give away packs that were super cooking with the luck. All right, nothing out of that one. We got the last 2 packs remaining. And again, if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. I really enjoy growing the channel, of course. We're aiming for 50,000 subscribers, but I really enjoy growing the community here, getting more and more people playing the game outside of just collecting. It's one of my favorite things to do. Hearing people tell me that they started to play because they were watching my videos is like, it gives me a really nice boost of energy. Nice, it makes me feel happy. It makes me feel happy and tingly on the inside. All right, we got Lance, and we got 1 more pack remaining. And of course, if you are new, I have a bunch of like guide videos talking about tournaments and tournament tips. I'll leave those as pop-ups at the end of this video. You guys can click and watch. I'll also leave my Pittsburgh vlog as well. That's the one where I played on stream. And then I'll also leave a Japan Pokemon vlog too. So lots of videos you can binge watch after this, but I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me, spending your valuable time listening to me yap on and on about Pokemon cards. If you made it to the end, thank you. All right, thanks for watching. We got a Luxray and a what the heck is this? So is this Gumshoes? I don't know what it is, but anyways, it's a goofy Pokemon, and I'm in a goofy mood. I'm gonna go get some McDonald's. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.